Yeah. What's up, y'all? We are live. We're live. It's been a minute. Again, appreciate y'all staying tuned, staying locked in. It's been a lot going on personally and professionally, and so uh, just been real busy lately. But couldn't leave y'all hanging as we go into the new year. Of course, there's like I said, been a lot going on. Shout out. Well, actually, RIP Young Dolph, man. As y'all know, some of y'all may or may not know I'm from Memphis, and just a tragic end to that brother's story. Uh, that was terrible. So, uh, rest in peace, Dolph. And yeah, man, it was tough. So it was tough for the city. I was actually down there for a family member's funeral. So, like I said, there's been a lot going on. But today, y'all are here. We're here to talk about crypto, stocks, and more. And so today, I told y'all the title of this one. We're going to talk about how to become a graph coin millionaire. First of all, what's a graph coin? How can you become a millionaire with the graph coin? We're going to be talking about potential headwinds for the stock market and the crypto market going into 2022 and beyond. Some upside that could be there as well. And so we got some good stuff coming. So I'm super excited about it. Y'all go ahead and tap in. I already kind of updated on my social. I'm going to YouTube really quickly just to make sure I'm Gucci and nothing. Okay, yeah, yep, we're good. Just to make sure I'm Gucci and nothing. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, yeah, so we'll go ahead. I'm gonna keep this one. Previously, I had been doing these for about the last two or so were like an hour. So I'm gonna try to keep it to an hour, but it's gonna be good, real good. So the first thing I wanted to go ahead and dive into, of course, you guys know you see the video was sponsored by my apparel company, which is Ticker Apparel. We got the Letterman on right here, and just real quick, show y'all the website. Actually, I wanted to make it bigger than that. Nope. There we go. Yeah, so tickerapparel.com, man. It is the dopest crypto inspired apparel on the market. Again, you go to Ticker, that's TICKR apparel.com. You see it scrolling at the bottom of your screen. And so with each purchase of any of the premium Ticker t-shirts, you get 10% of the gross sale back in Satoshis. So you need to have an active Coinbase account and an active Cash App account, depending on how you want to receive your Satoshis. If you don't know what Satoshis are, those are essentially fractal Bitcoins. And so, yeah, it's up. We're live on there. This jacket isn't on there, and I got a hoodie that's super dope that my wife made. That's I need to. I probably need to order a few more of those. I had some people asking about those on my Instagram story. So yeah, yeah. But the t-shirts are dope, of course. And hey, y'all need some good gifts. We're right here in the holiday season, and what better way to give somebody a new up and coming apparel brand inspired by cryptocurrency? You can get them the shirt and the Satoshis if you want. So how cool is that? The gift that keeps giving. Uh, Ticker Apparel Premium T-shirts are available and live right now. So I'd appreciate if y'all go over there and check me out. I think y'all are definitely uh, like the quality. Got mad comments on the quality of the shirt. So yeah, tickerapparel.com, man. Appreciate the love and support on that. And let me go here. Did I freeze up? I think I may have froze up, guys. Okay, I think I may have frozen. Oh, so if I can't get off of this screen, picture layout. Okay, so we'll ride it on through. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. of switching the screens here, and so I'm not exactly sure what's happening with that. But we'll go ahead and keep it moving. Well, y'all see the ticker logo and the ticker shirt, so maybe that encourage you to kind of go to the site, check it out, and really give it some love and support. Real quick, if you guys could go and go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more great crypto content going down. Definitely appreciate the love and support on that. And without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into number one. Before I get into the Graft coin and becoming a Graft coin millionaire, I wanted to really talk about some of the headwinds that I'm seeing. It's a lot going on in the market in general that's going to have some pretty significant impact on both crypto and stocks. So I want to start there so you guys can kind of prepare yourself on, from my perspective, on the markets going forward. So with all that being said, I want to make a quick disclaimer reminder that all content and information shared within this video is for E&E. That's education and entertainment. So this is not financial advice. So I have to let you guys know that anything that you hear and implement here, you're doing it at your own risk. Highly encourage you to do your own due diligence and research and understand what it is that you're investing and putting your money into. That is vitally important. Let's see here. Okay, so as you guys know, there's a new threat or of a new variant of C19 that has already spread. And you know, when you guys see those reports like it's over in this country, I mean, it's already everywhere, right? Like maybe they hadn't found that specific case of it, or maybe they haven't looked for it in whatever country you might be watching this in. Please understand it's already everywhere. So I wish I could adjust this, but it just really started acting weird on me. That's a little bit frustrating, but we'll keep it going. So with that said, that's a major headwind for the market. Now, I know we've gotten acclimated and adjusted, a lot of us, to working remote, which has been great. It really tested the limits of the technology and the infrastructure, the technological infrastructure that was in place that's allowed all of us to go remote. So now we know that we can work in environments where we don't have to be in the same room or next to each other, which is good in a way, but it's also not good. Like, we are humans, we desire human interaction. But you know, if you got a family at home, then you're like, hey, I got my human interaction at the crib. I don't really need that. So yeah. We got any comments? Y'all light up the comments for me. You got any comments, any thoughts? Make sure you drop those. But yeah, going back to the C19 spread and what that means for the markets. The biggest concern, one of the concerns that I have, is people having vaccine fatigue. I think vaccine fatigue is going to be real. With each super variant or mutant variant that's a cause for concern for the WHO or the CDC, then if pharmaceutical companies are having to modify their they're having to modify the vaccine, and you need a booster or a different vaccine for every super variant or mutant variant, that's going to be a tough sell. Now, obviously, I'm not a scientist. I don't know all the nuances of it, but just based on what I'm seeing, that seems to be some of the conversation that's being had. So some of the pharmaceutical companies are saying they could have a vaccine ready for the new variant as early as February or March of next year. So it makes you think, well, So the other vaccines don't work on this one? It doesn't sound like it does. Again, not trying to give any misinformation. I'm not sure. Please go to the CDC website. You can go to the WHO website, the what's the World Health Organization. So you can go to their website. You can check it out for yourself. Uh, but I think that's still a concern, right? Uh, so you got that piece of it where people are just like, you know what, man, whatever vaccine that I have is gonna have to ride me out through it. If you took the vaccine, not knocking anybody who hasn't taken it. Not everybody's like, pro-vaccine, and that's okay too. Um, to each his own. You get it how you live, however that is. So that's a headwind, because if this thing starts to pick up like it did last year in 2020, and we started to put a lot of strain on the hospital systems, then that's not going to be good uh, in the grand scheme of things. Number two, which is a biggie as well, is the government cannot bail business or individuals out like they did last time. And that's part of the reason the market is going down right now, because the anticipation of there's some uncertainty around, again, are people going to have to take more vaccines or another vaccine? And how is that going to impact the spread of the new variant? What does that mean for the economy and business? So, it's, I mean, it's not a laughing matter, right? But you got to look at it from the stock market standpoint. And a lot of people, when you got that extra money, the stimulus package, or if you got a PPP loan, you had some extra funds available. The government cannot write a check that big again and not totally devalue the dollar to almost worthless. So I'm sure you guys have heard there's a statistic out there that all dollars that have ever been printed in the history of the United States. So since the dollar became the currency of the US, and we started printing dollars, 30%, I think it's like 27 to 30% of all dollars in the history of the United States was printed in 2020 and part of 2021. So in roughly 18 months, the government created more money, created 30% of all money in that short window. And the United States has been like an official country for hundreds of years. So just let that sink in. All the dollars since the founding days of the United States, 30% of all dollars since the founding days were printed in about 18 months. That can't happen again. So what does that mean for individuals? What does that mean for business? That means it's going to be some tough medicine that people have to take if this thing spirals and it doesn't go well. Again, that's the kind of the worst case scenario. I'm an optimist, and I hope and believe that will not happen. But as an investor, as a prudent investor, you have to be prepared for the risk that you see out in front of you. And that's certainly a potential risk, right? So you want to protect your portfolio. Personally, I have about 10% of my portfolio in cash, just kind of on the sidelines, because you can see Square, PayPal, a lot of companies have come back and retreated quite a bit. Just today, DocuSign, which was a darling of the C19 initial stock rebound when everybody was working remote, and it's like, okay, what things are going to do well in a remote environment? Of course, DocuSign was going to. So for people who are buying homes and cars and whatever it is that you purchased that needed any sort of documentation, then DocuSign was a great option for people to be able to do that, like contactless and remote. Well, just today, the stock was down 30. Let me look. It's like 35 or 40%. I would put it up on the screen, but obviously my screen isn't working, so I'm not gonna pull it up anything on the screen. But let me see. And my mouse is working, so I have no idea how that froze up like that. And I tried to stop screen share. No, that didn't do it either. Let me see something. Yeah. Ha! Did I? I'm back. I'm back in full screen. I feel good. I'm excited about it. Um, cool. Maybe I just have to leave it in full screen the whole time and we'll rock it like this. I kind of want to go to YouTube, but I'm not sure what's going on. So I'm gonna just leave it like this. We'll keep it going. All right, let me go to my CNBC app. I'm looking at my phone here. CNBC. I guess I could have went to E-Trade. DocuSign was down 42% in one day. And it's down, in a month. It's probably down 50%. It was just $300. And now it's $135. So it's down over 50% since, let's say, like September the 1st. It's in about 2.5, what's it, 3 months? Yeah. 3 months is down 50%. That's the issue when you have a stock market run up like the one that we had. Go outside with mommy. When we have a stock market run up like we had with like we had last year. And so part of that was a lot of stimulus, a lot of stuff got like disjointed in how it ran up. Right? Like that. A lot of people who invested, and shout out to everybody who won and made money last year. But the issue is that a lot of people, a lot of you guys watching this think that's normal. It's normal in crypto, but it's not really normal in the stock market. For somebody to have those type of returns, that's not 10x, 8x, 5x in a 12-month period in the stock market. I'm trying to tell y'all, coming from somebody who started investing prior to the housing bubble in 07, that's just not how the stock market typically works. And so we've not really had a true bear market for an extended period of time. At some point we'll get one. And that might be sooner than later, just depending on who you're listening to. Of course, you still got the C19, and we're not out of the weeds with everything that's going on with it. We got taxes coming. So Biden is spending some money, and the stuff's got to get paid for. He's already talked about increasing corporate taxes in some uncertain times. Whether you agree with that or not, that was part of the platform that he ran on. So I'm assuming next year, especially before the midterm election, he's probably going to try to at least get that done so he doesn't get roadblocked in the event that Democrats don't win both, the Senate and the House as they did during the presidential election. Again, y'all, man, it's a Double Cup Friday. Y'all know what it is. What am I drinking? This is brought to you by Ciroc watermelon. And what did I mix with this? What's the drink that you get at man, I'm drawing a blank, from Chick-fil-A when you mix the sweet tea and the lemonade? Arnold Palmer. That's what it is. Yeah. So I mixed Ciroc watermelon with the Arnold Palmer, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. So yeah, but yeah, those are huge hills. So you got taxes. Taxes are not going to be good. People are going to sell if they anticipate taxes next year. There's going to be a lot of. So you got the C19 mutant variant that's popped up that people are concerned about. You got potential taxes coming down the pike. So if you don't sell at a lower tax rate right now, if you've held your investments longer than a year, you sell right now, you're going to get long-term capital gains, which is a lower tax rate. And so all right, y'all, we're back. So yeah, so that's gonna hit the market. People are gonna be looking to sell and take gains to avoid taxes, as well as there's going to be uncertainty around the market. So there's some headwinds right there, especially for the stock market. Crypto works a little bit differently. Crypto just seems lately to be going in a cycle where it's like every 2 years you have this cycle, right? Um, so right now you want to be making your grocery list for stocks, but I wanted to give y'all that DocuSign example because things have run up so much that 20, 30, 35% pullbacks. If this C19 variant really spooks the market, the overall market honestly is subject to a 15, and this is just my opinion now. It's subject to a 15 to 25% drop over the next 3 to 4 months. So 3 to 4 months, we could see that type of drop given the uncertainty and some of the headwinds that are in front of us. Now, if the overall stock market drops by that amount, individual stocks, just like DocuSign, could fall 50%, almost 40, 42, 45% in a day, which is crazy. Now, they fell that much because of earnings. But even without like earnings and weak guidance and things like that, you're going to see stocks fall drastically as investors start to look out and things not be as favorable because we're not getting any more stimulus, we're not getting any more PPP, so the free money's gone. Uh, for the first time in the history of Black Friday, there was a decline in Cyber Monday. I'm sorry. So in the first time in the history of Cyber Mondays, there was a decline year over year in Cyber Monday spending. It wasn't significant. It was like a 1% or something, like 1.4%. It wasn't a huge amount, but you got to also understand we're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars. So 1% of $100 billion is like $1 billion. So it's not a drop in the bucket unless you got $1 billion. Even if you got a billion, $1 billion is not a drop in the bucket. So that was a significant development. I would encourage you guys to go look at I think it's Peter Schiff, Harry Dent, and Peter Schiff. I always try to listen to contrarians and bears in the market to see what they have to say, because when you're optimistic, you can find the bright side of everything. But if you're not balanced enough and you're not anticipating risk, you will find yourself out there losing money unnecessarily when there was obvious things happening where you just like, I just didn't see it that way, or I just wasn't looking for that. So you really, that doesn't mean you're negative, but you have to look at both sides of the coin. Okay, so I wanted to talk to y'all about that because I thought that was important. So we got that out of the way. So let's get into GravCoin, what GravCoin is, and why I think GravCoin is gonna be huge, and I mean huge, in the future. So GravCoin has positioned itself as the Google of the blockchain. So the blockchain is still extremely foreign to a lot of people, but what the ultimate thing you need to know is, and I explained this to somebody before. I think I may have touched on it in my Instagram stories. Some people wonder, well, why wouldn't Google be the Google of the blockchain, or why wouldn't Amazon be the Amazon of the blockchain? And the answer to that is, the reason they wouldn't is the same reason that Walmart wasn't the Walmart of the internet. Amazon was. And a lot of that has to do with when these companies become so big, even though they have a lot of capital and a lot of resources, phenomenal talent, within the organization, it's too big to turn on a dime. So what I like to compare it to is like a lot of these cryptos and smaller projects are like a pontoon boat or a small yacht, right? You're on there, it's an intimate setting. You're on there with a group of friends or a lot of people that you know, And if you want to change directions, when you turn the wheel, the boat turns pretty much instantly, right? But as you get into these bigger organizations, PayPal, Google, all these companies, it's more like a cruise ship. The cruise ship has all the amenities, everything you could actually want. So these big corporations, the internal workings of them are like a cruise ship. It's not going to be as intimate of an environment. There's going to be a ton of people. It's a huge boat. There's going to be a ton of people on the boat. You can have a lot of fun. There's a lot of things to do. But when it comes time to make a change, if you turn the wheel on a cruise ship, it doesn't snap. It doesn't turn on a dime like that. It takes a moment for it to actually turn, right? So I think that's important to really think about. And that's the reason why Google wouldn't be Google of the blockchain, in my view. That's why Amazon won't be the Amazon of the blockchain or the metaverse. There's going to be some other company. And this is just the way technology works because these smaller companies are in this space and they're moving with such agility that these bigger companies just don't have. And so it's going to be extremely difficult for them to come in and overpower them. And by the time they kind of get their arms around it, these companies are going to would have grown to their size, much like how Amazon did with Walmart. Walmart pretty much kind of shunned e-commerce initially, and now Amazon just slowly, they started out with books. It was books. It was the Kindle. It was books. Because if you remember in the early days, that's what it was. Amazon was about the Kindle, and it was like an online bookstore, and it morphed into a retailer right under Walmart's nose. Walmart was still making tons of money, so they didn't see them as a threat. And now here you are with COVID, where everything you purchasing so much stuff online. Amazon was already bigger than Walmart. Now it's officially much bigger than Walmart. So it's gonna work the same way. And with the Graph coin, and I won't get into the nuances of like the blockchain, but just to understand from a relative standpoint, you have a project that is going to be able to query and look up stuff across all blockchains and be able to retrieve that information relatively quickly. That's going to be of huge value because the blockchain is the new version of the internet. Well, there's going to be Web 3. So Web 3 is going to be the new version of the internet, and the blockchain is going to be the database that's going to house all this information. And you're going to have to look it up somehow. Right now, a lot of this stuff is still foreign. I tell people you just really have to do a lot of work and research. But the Graph coin will make you, in my view, right now it's like, pull up my Coinbase account, I think it's like 87 cents. And real quick, as I pull this up, one thing I want to talk to you guys about as well, and I don't know if I talked about it on another video, is tokenomics. Oh man, I really wish my doggone other screens and screen share was working, but they're not. In any event, oh man, crypto's getting crushed right now. Not good. Ethereum down 8%. Bitcoin down 7%. Not bad. Ethereum's almost down 9%. So there's a huge dump and crash coming in crypto. It's not coming. It's happening actually. Yeah. So this is what happens also when you FOMO into some of these crypto coins and investments, man. You got to be extremely careful. These joints can go down 50, 60, 60% in a matter of a couple of days. Anyway, Graph coin, I don't know if you guys can see it. It's 79 cents. I mean, just a few weeks ago, it had ran up to like $1.30. Right now, 79 cents. But if you got diamond hands and you want to stay in there and hold on, I think it's a good one to hold on to. I got a little bit in there, but I'm looking to add more. And so I'll keep you guys posted as I kind of build my position out and let you know how many coins I got. Let me see. I'll tell y'all that. So I got like 1,000, roughly about 1,500, close to 1,600 coins. Yeah. So I got 1,573 Graph coins was the exact amount. and I'm looking to add to that over time because I think that's one of those longer term plays. Right now, the metaverse is popping, and the metaverse is going to continue to be popping. Um, but graph is going to play a huge role in all of that. And so I think it's one of these coins, in my view, is going to have some participation in all aspects of the cryptoverse, whether it's DeFi, whether it's the metaverse, and other sectors of the cryptocurrency and the cryptocurrency market. I think Graph Coin is going to be there and be a strong contender. Now things can change over time. There's going to be competitors coming in. Same thing with Ethereum. You got some of these other Solana and other projects coming up that are competing with it, but I like where Graph has positioned itself. Now, from the tokenomic standpoint, Graph has a market cap. Let me pull that up. Graph currently has a market cap of 3.7 billion, which for the crypto market, that's still a somewhat of a, I'm gonna call it a lower middle size coin. Of course, you got the behemoths on the opposite end of the spectrum. You got ETH, you got Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's like $1 trillion, or it was $1 trillion. ETH was about 500 million or so. I think both of them probably aren't there right now, just due to this crash that's taking place. But over the next 10-year period, I think the Graph coin has tremendous upside. Now, what people have to understand about crypto, it's not really, you're looking at the dollar amount, but you're more so wanting to look at the market cap. Right. So when you're finding coins that are 20, 30, $40 million market cap, these are like micro small coins. And so those projects are a huge risk. You want to be careful with them. Some of them are going to be scams and rug pulls where you lose every single dollar you put into them. I've not invested in one of those coins yet, but those are the coins that you see people turn $500 into, a ridiculous amount of money in a short period of time, like $500 into 230,000. You're like, what in the hell? How did what? So typically that happens with a small cap coin that goes from a really small cap, 30, 40 million, to a middle large cap coin. So you go from 30 million to like 60, 70 billion dollars, which is over 10x. Because if you had 30 million, if you go 10x from there, so that's like 1,000x return then. So if you go 10x from 30 million, that's 300 million. Another 10x is gonna be 3 billion. Another 10x is gonna be 30 billion. So you guys see, that's actually a 10,000% return. I think, is that 10? So you 30 to 300 is 10. 300 to 3 billion is 10. So that's 100. So no, it's 1,000%. Then 3 billion to 30 billion is 10. So yeah, it's 1,000% return. But still, that's, if you had $10,000 in that, that's gonna make you more than $1 million. I think that's like $10 million from $10,000. And so that's how you hear about people having these astronomical gains. But some of that, like when you hit one of those, that's almost like a lottery ticket. Power, power to everybody who has been able to have one of those licks hit. Typically, you're gonna get those opportunities right out of a bear market. So it's gonna be important that, again, you keep some cash on the sideline. I'm not sure, as I look at the market kind of break down both the stock market and the crypto market, this is probably going to be a rougher December. I know there's some other channels out there where people are talking about, Bitcoin can still get to $100,000 by the end of the year. These people have been in crypto a lot longer than I have. So, they've seen more than I have. That said, that's going to be a tough one, given what's coming. And some of these headwinds that face the market. Again, we got the mutant variant of C19. We got taxes on the way. We got an election year, which election year typically, with the exception of 2020, which initially it did bring some turmoil, but it bounced right back. But you're not finna get this $7 billion check written by the government, $1,200 to people, and trillions and trillions of dollars to businesses. It will not happen again. There may be some package, but it's gonna be a fraction. When I tell you a fraction, I mean significantly smaller than what was issued last year in 2020. So it's gonna be a rough go. And basically, government elected officials, politicians, as they're known, are basically gonna tell Americans, to tighten their belts. It's kind of what you're gonna be told. Like the free money, the big check has been written, and so hopefully, people, if you've done extremely well, if you made some good investments right off of that C-19 money, whether it was stimulus or PPP, kudos to you. I hope you've put some of it away, because if and there's predictions. I told you guys again, go look at Harry Dent and go look at Peter Schiff. Again, these guys are like huge bears. Like, you won't find more pessimistic people than these individuals. That said, I think there's some value in what they're saying in terms of having a balanced approach in your investment philosophy, and what that'll do if what they're saying pans out. Oh, stuff is gonna crash, like crash in a big way. In about 2023, between the 2023 2024 time frame. Again, guys, remember, I personally don't consider what happened at the beginning of 2020 when C-19 first hit. I don't consider that a bear market. That was a quick flash crash, and that was it. And so now it happened in a month's time. Like, what was that? February or March? It dropped. It was a V-shaped recovery. It went wham, and then wham, right back up. And so that won't be the case next time. If you go look at the it's frustrating that I can't bring up my other screen. But if you look at the 2008 chart of the crash from 07, the top of the market happened in 2007. The bottom of the market didn't happen until March of 2009. So we're talking again about 18, 20 months of consistent downtrend in the stock market. Same thing that happened in early 2000 when the dot-com bubble burst. If you go look at it, the top of the market happened in 2000 and didn't bottom out until 2022. So we had a little bit more than 24 months of, a downward trend in the stock market. I think you're going to see something similar in crypto right now. Crypto and the stock market, to me, it feels similarly like 2000, where everything went parabolic. And even with housing, where housing prices just went parabolic. And right now, housing prices have gone parabolic. And so while you don't see exactly, you see some potential headwinds, but because everything has gone up and the expectations for everything is so high, it's getting difficult for companies to beat estimates. And if they don't, they get rocked like DocuSign just did, 40% in one day. Imagine somebody who was trying to play earnings on DocuSign on the long side. So they bought the stock, and then that thing turned around and got hit for 40%. They're sick. They're absolutely sick. And then imagine if they bought the options. Bad news bear. Bad news, super bad news bear. So, man, some scratching on some of my foot. But yeah, those are some important things. Now with the graph coin, again, the graph coin is more than just this cycle, guys. So you won't become a graph coin millionaire if you buy this cycle. I don't think so. And you also have to understand, if you put $10,000 in graph right now, it's got a $3 billion market cap. So if it goes up tenfold, that's 30 billion. So you have 100,000. Have to go up another tenfold, which is 300 billion, which at that point will give you $1 million. So you had to put 10,000. Don't necessarily look at the amount of coins. You want to look at the amount of money that you've invested into it. So if it's 10,000 that you can put in any specific project, you're going to have basically a 100x return. And you want to look at the total market cap. Now, if you go listen to Raoul Paul, who's like a former Goldman Sachs executive, an investment banker, he believes in 10 years the crypto market right now, which the total crypto market has a market cap of 2 trillion. He thinks in 10 years it's going to be like 200 trillion, which is going to be that's 100x on the broader market. So that means you're going to have individual coins run up unbelievably. So it's going to take diamond hands in some of these instances. Some of them are going to be trades. So you get in, get out, know when to get in and get out, but it's difficult to time the market. But to the extent that you can have diamond hands, you hold it on, and you've done your research. See, doing the research is gonna help close that risk gap because you're gonna be more confident if that coin drops significantly. You're not gonna mind dollar cost averaging your way down. But if you're just riding the latest YouTubers analysis and the hype train that had a recent pump, you're gonna find yourself getting hit with a lot of FOMO, losing a lot of money a lot real quick, and being sick about it. But you do your research, don't sell for a loss, and you believe in some of these coins based on your research. Look at the partnerships, look at who's involved, look at the big money players involved. But if this is similar to the stock market crash, and a lot of these coins are gonna go away. On the next crash, and that's typically what happens. Every crash has this cleansing of projects that weren't extremely viable, and then the covers will pull back as the crash took place, and then you get some new projects birthed in the bear market, and then when we come out of it, they run up and then they get crashed, and if they're not viable, they'll go away too. So it's a very fluid situation. That's why you had to do your research. That's why you guys had to continue to watch and plug into the channel. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and stay tapped in. Again, I do want to apologize for the technical difficulties. Also, make sure you go to tickerapparel.com for the dopest crypto merch out there anywhere. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at the Neighborhood Economist. Again, you can follow me on Instagram at the Neighborhood Economist. Not even let me click that. That's so weird. But yeah, that's really like on a high level, kind of all I had for you guys on this one. I really wanted to go into like why I believe Graph being the Google of the blockchain was going to be important for the economy of the blockchain. And then from a wealth building perspective, if you could take, and it may not, in my view, it probably won't even take 10 years. It's probably going to be into the next cycle. So let's call it anywhere from 3 to 5, maybe 6 years. If you're able to get a $10,000 investment in Grab, that's going to be huge. Now, if you're looking at trying to flip $500 into 500,000, you're going to have to go to some of those micro cap coins and see if it's possible to, if they really take off. Of course, you always got the metaverse is going to continue to be huge. I'm looking at a lot of metaverse coins and plays in the next crash. When that falls out of the sky, then I think it's going to be a huge opportunity to really get in and see some healthy gains in that space. So, yeah, man, it is another double cover. I mean, I didn't have, man, my soundboard or nothing. So that's rough. This was a rough one. Coming off a little hiatus there, but man, again, I appreciate y'all tapping in. Tickerapparel.com. Super excited, man. Get your loved ones a great gift for the holiday by visiting tickerapparel.com. And until the next video, man, peace and blessings. Y'all take care. I'm out this thing.